Hello ladies and gents, welcome to a new Night POV review. In front of us is the new Geely's first electric SUV on the European market, EX5. Now, if we unlock the car, you can see the headlights. Now, inside it is the front-wheel drive, one electric motor producing 160 kilowatts. That's equal to 218 horsepower, linked to 0-speed automatic. We're sitting on, I believe it was a 19-inch alloys, but quite comfortable ride. Now, inside is the largest blade battery, 60 kilowatts. It's an LFP battery. So more cycles, you can charge it to 100%. Now, if I come to the rear of the car, unlock it one more time, you can see the beautiful taillights. And if I open the power tailgate, there we go. Stoplight comes on. You can see here the interior or back cargo space, well illuminated. It's a little bit cold, so I'm just gonna hurry up in the car and where it's warm. Okay. Now, in the EX5, Geely owns Volvo,
What would you
so...
like me to find for you now? I am learning this function. Please try again later.
So if you mention the name Geely, the voice assistant comes on.
Please try again later. I am learning this function. Please try again later.
Open the panel roof shade.
Agreed.
Well, you can see that. So the EX5, as Volvo and Tesla, you jump in the car, there's no start stop button, you press the brake and the car starts. Before I start driving, let me just turn on the Bluetooth, and I shall also turn on the Apple CarPlay. I had to connect to my camera and so on, so it is kind of interrupting. This is the Apple CarPlay. If I go back here, you can see how the screen looks. It's like having an iPad. Very useful, works nice and fast. I'm going to use Google Maps. Let me just show you the embedded navigation, the dark theme. Yeah, I personally prefer to have Google Maps or Waze, but just wanted to show you how it looks. Also, the dark menu looks amazing. Now, before we head out, I need to turn off a few features in this intelligent reminder. First things first, I need to put it to drive, so this is not grayed out. Speed limit, yes, I don't want to blink or give me sound alerts. It's annoying. Speed limit update reminder off, and driver advantage, so it's going to turn off, or it's at least not going to keep beeping because it can't see my eye because of the camera for the point of view driving video. Okay, a little bit of music. I have discovered that this sound is really good, so let's just play some. Okay, you know the drill. I can't play it for too long. Copy strikes and so on, so great sound. And what else? Okay, energy. You can see here we're at 43%. You can see the range. It is cold outside, 9 degrees. Let me just show you here one data. I did show that in the night review, but I'm not sure if you're gonna watch it or not. This car, after 1,100-ish kilometers, it has average 16.7 kilowatts of power consumption per 100 kilometers, which is really solid for an SUV. I've managed to got, as you can see here, 14.9. My lowest was 14.5. Considering the cold temperature, that's really good for driving between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour. So that's average 60 kilometers per hour. And when I got the car, it was around 16, so it dropped to 15, which is great. Yeah, that's just a few info there. And another thing, since I did add Apple CarPlay, the car, if you watch the day review, had that annoying pedestrian sound. It's like a little music playing. I've said it's like an ice cream truck. It was really annoying, and it was something that would set me off this car. But with the update, it's free. It uses the internet of the car, so you don't have to connect your phone like in a Tesla, for example. It works great now. You're gonna see that. So let's head out, drive. I'm gonna stay in the comfort. I might switch a little bit to sport later, and the driving dynamics are by default comfort and medium. If you switch it to high or sport, it's gonna stay like for a few drives and then just reset back. Not sure why, but it does that. So yeah, that's that. And it's gonna increase the brightness of the screen now, but reverse cameras are amazing. You can see centimeters. I'm just gonna turn that off so this goes back to normal. If I use a turn signal, you can see like a small, and then the screen doesn't go full blast with the brightness. Okay, hopefully you can see everything good, not too bright, and hopefully you can see the heads-up display. Now you can hear this pedestrian sound, and let me just go reverse real quick. So I don't even have to drive, just turn this off. So this is pleasant. This is a normal EV sound and pedestrian warning, but not the little jingle we had. I mean, if there was an option, if you want to have both, I would say that's fine, but there wasn't. Okay, let's start driving. Actually, sorry for the long introduction. I just thought that was important. I would advise checking my detailed day review and night review. I think I'm one of the first people, among first in Europe, who has this car on a serious test. Tomorrow I'll go and do a range test, serious range test, so do check that out. Okay, so 218 horsepower. At first, it's same as like Volkswagen ID cars. Doesn't seem a lot, but it's enough. But for this car, I don't know why, but it feels like it's more. Like it has like 300-ish, maybe, not really, but just it feels better for some reason. The car also isn't too heavy. I do not know the exact weight because I didn't check, but I could bet that it's like under 1.5 ton or just like slightly above. The reality is the car is soaking up these potholes, manholes really nicely. So you usually feel when the car is super heavy, and it's not a case with this one. Or it has really good suspension, but I would say the suspension isn't that extra great. It's just the weight of the car is ideal. It's not, you don't feel that heavy EV feeling. It's just like a light EV and an SUV body frame or shape. Okay, so excellent driving. Instant torque, all the good stuff we get in EVs. Nice and quiet driving. We have pretty, precise steering wheel, but it's light. In the sport mode, it gives you more feedback. So this could be also a fun EV as well. It's a bit faster. Now, when you go to sport mode, it unlocks actually the full 218 horsepower. I think we can round it up to 220, but if you are in normal mode, I think it's like slightly reduced. It's not giving you the full power, I'd say. Looks like I've accidentally engaged the rear wiper. Now, as you can see, it's just love EVs. The way they drive is so much better than the ICE cars. There's no noise, there's no vibrations. It's just smooth, and it speeds up like a knife through hot butter. So it's just I personally love these, and if you're here watching, you're probably interested. So yeah, it's one of the best driving experience for me personally. Now, as you can see here, and I feel like with the software update that this animation is a bit faster. It looks great. The car is just like super nice. If you're hearing this like sort of like a tire buzzing sound, it's something due to the asphalt. There was like a military parade, and I think when they went with the tracks over the asphalt, it just made some markings, and the tires are just like slightly making this sound, but it's not due to the tires. Now this part, the street lights is off. You can see a little bit of performance of the LED headlights. I'm just gonna shoot the long beam for a moment there, but yeah, it's nice and bright. Now I've left deliberately here power consumption, so we can see in this drive how much are we going to have in average. We're now at 15, still a little bit 0.2, but that's all great. Now this has a full one pedal driving, which is the way to go for the EVs. It does show the little it does show the little auto hold symbol, but it's almost on pedal. So, but yeah, it's just like this car is, I just don't realize that I'm like speeding. It's just so easy to drive. It's a comfortable SUV, and now the materials are so posh inside. If you watch the review, you have massage seats, ventilated, heated. Unfortunately, for some reason, there's no heated steering wheel. I think that's a must. If they're gonna make a 2026 model year, they need to include the heated steering wheel. For winter, it's a must. But otherwise, a really posh-looking EV. What is the starting price? If you haven't seen the day review, it is 43,000 euros. Now, without the incentives, that is a bit expensive, but it is also very close to, let's be honest, Tesla Model Y price range. And the new Tesla Model Y, well, it's a big competition. I'm going to say that. But for some of you who are just not into Tesla, you are just, looking for something else, this potentially might be an interesting SUV that's EV. I would say just go for a test drive, because again, if you're not fully updated on car industry, Geely has acquired Volvo. I think it's like almost a decade ago, and you can see here the blind spot maybe is from Volvo. These stocks they were from Coolray and Cityray and Starray, definitely, but I'm not sure about these. But there is a lot of knowledge from Volvo in this car. As you saw here, when I give a turn signal, it just goes outside the Apple CarPlay. But the good thing is the climate control is here on the bottom. In the Cityray and Starray, that was not the case. It just feels like this infotainment is the new generation, and it's better in the EV. And what I've mentioned, you even have the tinted from factory windows on the back, which is great. I personally love that. I do not like aftermarket foils because a little text on the glass. There's always a little bubble on top of it, but otherwise, yeah, this seems better equipped. The head-up display is also amazing. Digital cockpit, yes, it could be maybe more customizable, but you have all the necessary info here, and it's It's quite good. These seats feel very comfortable. So far, I'm not lacking the lack of lumbar support. There's no lumbar support for some reason. I'm gonna hit this manhole. Yeah, it's soft. It's not super bad. So the suspension is really good. But I'm gonna tell you in the hopefully the range test after like more than 2 hour drive if these seats are really that great or if they're like most of the seats. So I can really go fast here in the bend because with the low center of gravity, this car is super stable, super duper. Let me just kick it into the sport mode. Yeah, we're gonna stay in the sport mode now a little bit. You can see also here the performance of the LED headlights. So just a little faster. Yeah, there's a little leaning, but it's very stable. Flooring it all the way. Considering we're going uphill, it's a smooth acceleration. So 100, good soundproof, 130 as well. It's very windy tonight. It's a cold wind blowing, and considering that and that this is a SV body shape, the soundproof is really decent and really good. Here's a patch of smooth asphalt and a rough, and a smooth again, and rough. So the tires are really good as well. Now, I shall engage the cruise control, or adaptive cruise control, excuse me. And you can see the semi marked blue. Now I can play with the distance. Set it to minimal. Just gonna give a turn signal here and actually increase my speed though. There we go. Person behind me is not really in a rush, so I feel like my blind spot is not working. Not sure why. Actually, let me check something. Lane assist was off. Okay. Okay, back to navigation. But you can see here the lane assist is now engaged. You can see it in the head-up display marked blue. It's going to remind you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. But if I push the car to the right, it's going to correct me. And it's going to keep me in the middle. So it's good, pretty good. So on the heads-up display and on the next to the speed, you can see there's a green steering wheel. But I can see that the screen is flashing green now. I haven't seen that during the day, but it might be part of the update because I was recording the day point of view driving before the update. Yeah, it's definitely not telling me with this green flashing to grab the steering wheel. It is just telling me that it is sort of in control, that's keeping me in the lane. Long beam, great looking. So I gotta say, the layout here is just great looking. I'm gonna be exiting here. I'm just going to engage the brakes and disengage the cruise. So I'm wondering, I've noticed that the blind spot is not coming on. I will probably find it in infotainment. Maybe it's been disabled by some of the other journalists, but it was working on other Geely models. But actually, I'm really excited for tomorrow's road trip with this car. I'm really curious to see if this can do 350. It should be cold, so I'm counting that it can do 300-ish kilometers on the highway, just like 130, 140 speeds, you know, so it should be like classical car, you know. Now we shall check our headlights performance. There's no street lights, and we shall do 0 to 100. It should be 7 seconds or 6.9. We are in a sport mode. The tires are warm. Battery should be warm as well. So we're gonna see the performance. Consumption is still good here, 15.3. So we're gonna stop here, and there's no traffic in front and back, so just making sure. We're also gonna test the brake performance. So okay, the car is fully stopped and floor it. Brakes are pretty good. They're not too aggressive, but if you floor them, they're good. So it's like your standard brakes. I would say standard EV brakes as well, because in ICE cars, some like German brands have really sensitive brakes from the very start. Some are just like normal. Brakes are late only when they're like really worn out or if the car is old. Here we can see the performance of the beam, and we don't have the fog lights, so there's nothing cornering, unfortunately. And this is the long beam, so nice and bright and long. I can see the end of the trail. So you can also see here we have the automatic long beam. We also had it in the star ray. Correction, there are just, you have to push it like towards the dash to engage it. Now, still good power consumption. We're at 15.5. We did a little 0 to 100. Also, I wanted to say that in all the Geely models, but it just slipped my mind. When you use a turn signal, it uses only one speaker and it decides you're signaling. Okay, yeah, I need to wrap up the review. Definitely a EV you should consider and take for a test ride. Overall, very posh looking, spacious for a tall person on the back, with a panel roof, which is a rare thing. Decent cargo space, no frunk space, but I don't think you really need it. It's of course practical to have it, but in this configuration, with the front wheel electric motor, it's just it wouldn't be big enough. You have chargers here in case you're ever come to this shopping mall. It's called Avenue Mall in New Zagreb. There's a cinema and so on. Now, I will just stop here and put an end to our video. So I gotta say, I'm impressed. This is a really nice SUV, especially with the update. I think they've solved maybe that pedestrian warning that was a bit annoying, and the rest of the car is really amazing. Hopefully they will do more software updates, maybe add some improvements to the car. Maybe when you're signaling, you have this, but maybe it would be better if you can show the blind spot. And it's just overall, it would be nice if they would add something or a little bit more value for the software updates in the future. But the car is well packed. I think I'm gonna wrap it here. And yeah, if they're going to do any updates to the car in the future, definitely add, please. Heated steering wheel and ambient lights on the back. That's something that just first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, you should be having also a app for this car. We never get it as journalists, and there should be a version with a smaller battery coming, but I think this battery is perfect size. If it was a smaller, it would be only mostly for city driving, which is then kind of useless. Yeah, I'm starting to look for the start stop button, and then I realize it doesn't have it, which is great. Okay, anyway, here, if you like the video, do like, share, comment below, and before I lock the car, it might lock itself, but it's a geofence zone. Let me just show it to you how it looks here in the garage. So it's very round design. It's not super aggressive, no sharp lines, but I actually like it. It's kind of sleek and refined. It's not, screaming, look at me, but it's like incognito. It's almost like Volvo, but Volvo does have a little bit more character in the design, but it looks nice. It's still, some people are gonna like it, so I also like it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.